Good evening, everyone. We're June 2nd, and I wanted to do a small garden tour because since the last time that I published, wow, so much progress has been done. We're in the greenhouse, and I don't know how long I'm gonna take for this. Maybe it's gonna be a two-part because there are so many mosquitoes. So I did plant most of the stuff in the greenhouse because our frost date our last frost date is not passed yet. Well, we do have some nice temperatures coming. We have, in a few days, we have a night that's we're supposed to have a 7 degrees Celsius, and after that it's always over 10. So I'm still looking for the forecast, at the forecast, the 2 weeks forecast, but on Sunday I'm gonna look what the next 2 weeks are gonna look like, and if it's still that way, we're gonna plant the tomatoes outside, which is a big deal, which is the biggest part. I'm going to water the greenhouse while I'm talking to you guys. So I did plant a lot. I did not plant everything I wanted to plant. I'm sorry, I'm trying to use both of my hands. So yeah, the greenhouse is almost completely filled. My really warm crops are not in yet. I have a few peppers, but my cucumbers, I'm just so short on time. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Honestly, the biggest part of it all, and the biggest reason why I did not publish for like, I think, a month, it's my toddlers. I have two year olds, and my gosh, it is such a challenge, you guys. This is not a parenting channel, but I need to mention it because I used to do my editing either really early in the morning or really late, not really late, but like after the babies were in bed, before I put the older ones into bed. But man, now they just don't go to bed before like 9 in the evening. One of them, and the other one wakes up at 5. So I have no time. So that's why I have nothing. I do have some content filmed, but I can't publish anything. I don't have time to edit it. So we're gonna do this small garden tour, and let's hope I will be able to publish it before July. So what I'm watering here is my brassicas. These have been here for a while now. My kale, I do have a lot of weeds, so forgive me. My kale is doing great. This is some cabbage. I do have some radishes that I need to get out of there. This is a plant. The tomato plant here is one I bought. It's a determinate plant because my determinate were not as big, and I wanted tomatoes as fast as I could, and this was one of the options. I do have this is my snowballs. I do have a lot of weeding to do, but I don't have that much time, and I'd rather spend that time outside. On top, I do have some sunflowers, some tomatoes, some cucumbers that I need to transplant. So we're gonna water that real quick. These are gonna be hardened off next week. A few of them I started getting outside, but surely not all of them. I really need to get them in the ground. I kind of am getting bored of seedlings, so we can see that they're not in the best shape. Here we did have carrots, not all of them. A few of them sprouted, and I did reseed some this week. So this should come. This should be better in not so long. On this side we have the onions, which are doing great. We've been eating a lot of those tops. I can't actually eat enough of them. We've been giving some away. They're getting really tall, but I have to say I really enjoy eating these. And there we have some lettuce. So my sandwiches are filled with onions and lettuces, which is nice. And on this side, this is the spinach and weeds. There's some celery somewhere in there, so I need to clean that up really soon. But you'll see outside some work has been done. On this side I did plant, this is some melons. I need to plant some cucumbers in there. I have some peppers, tomatoes. I didn't think I would use the string, but I did. Look at me, I did. I have some kale. This is going to get big, but I don't think I'm gonna let it grow at its full size. Some different kinds of brassicas. I have to say I'm falling in love with tatsoi. Oh no, it's going to seed. Damn. I love tatsoi. I never ate that before and I completely love it. I am crazy about it. So I do have a few tomato plants. I did put this trellis here and have some peas going up, which is nice. I need to add a few more of them there. I do have some more tatsoi and tomatoes. I'm really a big fan of tomatoes, so that's the biggest thing I'm growing here. I have a nice celery. It's the first time in my life I'm growing celery, so I'm kind of happy about that. This is the pink, what's the name? Pink something. If you know the seeds, you probably know what kind it is. It's a pink celery and it seems to be growing pretty well, at least for a first. Not that I have that much experience to say how it looks like when it grows well. I do have some herbs, more tomatoes. This is, I think I do have an orange jazz, Berry's crazy tomatoes. These ones are yellow goose. And I did try to, I know I ended up planting only yellow tomatoes in the greenhouse. And this is some hot pepper that I got at our swap a few weeks ago. I talked about it in the last vlog. It went so well. Oh my gosh, I could not be happier about how well it went, because I was so stressed out. It was really informal. And I didn't know how many people would be there. I did have something like 10 people that responded going on Facebook, and maybe 100 maybe. So I swear I had nightmares about it. I did have nightmares feeling like about, I don't know, one person showing up, or maybe 50 people, but all one by one. And you have to make like small talk with each one of them, and if it doesn't click, it's just super boring. But it ended up being like 50 people coming, talking, sharing their knowledge, sharing the seeds, sharing seedlings. It was exactly what I dreamt about. So this is the first version of, I hope, many seed swap events. I did order some wood chips, and the guy, I mean, he's the one that he was delivering last year. His price increased. It was $40 last year, and he did charge me $70 this year. But we were laughing because he was like, yeah, some people want like half half a truck or something. I'm like, I want it all. I mean, so he came and he charged me $70 for this, but like a week later, this one appeared in my yard. So we do have a ton of wood chips. We're going to go in the garden, and I have to say I'm both super pleased and quite discouraged at the same time, because I think we're gonna start with the in-ground garden. I'm gonna just fix this. Keep in mind, in theory, our last frost date is like June 5th, so in a few days. So I'm not really late, because my tomatoes should not be in the ground, but it's not all ready. We did let the dandelions grow this year, and it's a complete mess. But this is what it looks like right now. On my last vlog, I showed you these. This is the bed I showed you guys, and it did not... you can see nothing really changed about that except the grass. But we do have some potatoes that are growing, which is nice. We do have some... These are some slimy stuff that seems to want to eat my potatoes. I don't have the knowledge yet to know, but I'm guessing these are on the leaves. They really look like super slimy. They look like slugs, but not like the slugs that I just keep walking on. So I don't have the knowledge to know that is this harmful or not. So I do have this weed that it's everywhere. So I don't think I can do much about it. It's just growing. See, those are slugs. We do have... I wish I had chickens. Look at these slugs. We have so many of them. But oh well. So what I was saying is, it amazes me to see stuff grow. It's just as if I was just lucky, you know? I don't know how to explain it. I'm guessing a lot of people can understand it. I mean, I knew in theory that if I put my potatoes in there, potatoes should grow. When it's happening, it's like, wow, this is not a fluke. It's really nice. So I did like one section. So this is why I'm discouraged, because I really had this goal of finishing this, but it is so much work, and like I said, I'm not gonna repeat myself. I don't have that much time. I do have the time. Oh yes, okay. I will stop complaining. And let me explain. A few weeks ago we went on a small trip, and we were leaving for 4 days, and I did show you my pear trees that I had that were in the ground in their bucket, and I did not plant them soon enough. So we were leaving on vacation for 4 days, and I mean, my pear trees were dying. It was pretty obvious that they were like soon dying, but they were still alive. So on that morning I woke up at like 5 a.m, came outside, planted the trees, and saw that they did have some white roots, but a lot of brown roots, and I didn't have compost or whatever. I had some pro mix whatever for like herbs, but I mean, I had to do something. I had to plant them, and I didn't know if they would survive. But look at what I'm seeing right now. Look at those leaves. I am so happy to see that, because look at the tree. It looks completely dead, but I figured we're gonna leave it there maybe a year or two before pronouncing its death time. And we do have the other one here, which has nothing to show us that he's alive, that it's alive, but we'll see. So now the nice part, the garden, the raised bed garden. Today I'm actually really glad because I actually was able to finish what I could finish, which is my eight aluminum beds with the trellis in them. I did like alternate filling them with planting in them, and it was like, oh, I still have two beds with bricks that I need to buy the bricks, but I think the biggest part is done. So we're gonna start with the beginning. So we're gonna walk in my garden, and at first I wanted to put cattle panels, you know, Roots and Refuge style. We all watch Roots and Refuge and get inspired by her. But cattle panels last year were 70 bucks. This year are 150 bucks. So I would not buy them. So I was thinking about those, you know, those kind of grids you use to put some concrete. But they do rot, and not rot, but you know, they forgot the word. They get reddish. But it's really getting expensive. I mean, I don't want to spend all our money on this. The point of this is to being resourceful. So I decided, well, I'm going to try with the strings. When I tried them in the greenhouse, I was like, oh, it's not too bad. So I thought I'm gonna go and buy some wood sticks or whatever to do that. And then I was like, my kids were playing in the wood, cutting some wood to make a trail, and they had some sticks. So I started to think, yeah, I'm gonna use those. And then it ended up being like small trees and big branches, and this happened to like fall over like that, and I was like, well, that's nice. It was not super sturdy, so I started putting like some on the other sides like that, and I was like, well, I think I like that. So I did that for all my trellis, for most of them, for the ones that I'm done with, but I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry for there's so many mosquitoes. So that's what I wanted to show you guys, and I just love the feeling it's doing. I'm gonna show you afterwards. I'm gonna show you my first bed here that is covered, because we do have some tomatoes in there with my garlic. And I did plant some carrots under there. We do have some broccoli, and this is my first filled one. It's still a bit cold to plant tomatoes, but I was thinking I have so many of them, why not try it out? That we can't see that much because there's a plastic over it, because I don't want it to freeze at night. I do have at the end of it my peach tree. I did receive this, and I don't know what's going on with it. There's no leaves, but there seems to be some buds on it, so I don't know. This is a tree that I will need to bring inside the house or to cover, or I saw some people put them, lay them on the ground and cover them for winter. I don't know when I'm gonna do that. So my other bed, my second bed here, I do have some brassicas. I do have some, I think it's cauliflower and broccoli. We're gonna turn this around. Along with all my garlic on the sides. For the first time in my life, I did plant flowers. The kids just chose these flowers. I have some beds that are supposed to have some, this is for determinate tomatoes. On this side, we did plant some more flowers. I did put some pots here today. which I think is nice. I think everything looks a little bit crappy right now, but it's going to flourish eventually. So we do have some celery here, along with a few spices, not garlic, but dill and sage and stuff like that. This is the last bed I did, and I actually used in this one Mel's Mix from Square Foot Gardening, the Square Foot Gardening method. I'm reading that book right now, and I'm trying to use a little bit of his method. I'm trying to mix some stuff. I'm not gonna build exactly what he says in the book, but I'm trying to use his mix and see what happens, because this is Mel's Mix, and this is like dirt with compost and manure and stuff like that. On this side we do have some brassicas too that are planted, and this is all done today. And this too, some celery. I did plant some lettuce on these spots here with a few flowers. I can't wait to see the celery growing. And on the other side we have cauliflower. This was an extra bed that nothing was planned to be put on that side. So all my extras go there. I did start some peas, different kinds of peas on my trellises. And on this side we do have something eating my leaves already. So we'll see what happens with that. I am so defenseless. I don't know what to do with like pests and stuff like that. That's the overall look of the garden. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like when it's going to be full, completely full.
Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through and through.
So that's what I wanted to show you guys. I'm so happy with the progress, and at the same time I need to think about what still needs to be done. But I'm thinking even if I don't do anything over there for the rest of the summer, it's still going to be a nice garden, right? So I don't need to get discouraged. I'm thinking about amending as soon as I need to put stuff in there, instead of doing it all and then put stuff in it. I'm going to amend the different sections one at a time, and that might help. So I'm going to leave you here because I'm going crazy with the mosquitoes. They're terrible. I will try to publish this before July, but I don't promise anything. So thanks for hanging out with me, and see you next time. Bye.